Before you hear this story, you need to understand one thing. This is not entertainment. This is a warning. Because there is a room in the United States that doesn't just haunt people, it keeps them. And if you listen carefully, you might realize something is already listening back. The last thing Dr. Mara Voss wrote before she disappeared was not a diagnosis, not a name, not a time of death. It was 3 words, carved so deep into paper it tore straight through it. Don't go to 502. Nobody found that note for 11 days. By then, 2 people had already entered the room, and what came back wasn't human anymore. Waverly Hills Sanatorium. There are hospitals built to save lives, and then there are places like this, Waverly Hills, a building that watched over 60,000 people die, not quickly, not peacefully, slow, coughing, drowning in their own lungs. And somewhere inside that building, something learned, something that never left. Room 502, a normal room that should not be there. There is something strange about room 502, not obvious, not loud, quiet, subtle, wrong. Every nurse who works near it follows the same rule: don't stay too long. Not because something attacks you, because something notices you, and once it does, it doesn't forget. Dr. Mara Voss didn't believe in any of this. She believed in science, logic, patterns. Fear is just the brain reacting to the unknown. That's what she used to say, until the night she stepped into room 502. The door opened normally. No sound, no resistance, but the moment she stepped inside, the air changed, not colder, not warmer, just heavier, like the room was aware of her. She paused just for a second.
And in that second, something inside her whispered, "Leave." She didn't. Everything looked normal. Bed, window, chair, but something wasn't right. The silence. It wasn't empty, it was full, like something was holding its breath, waiting. At first, she thought it was the ventilation, a soft rhythm, slow, steady. Then she realized something terrifying. It wasn't mechanical, it was breathing from the corner. She turned slowly. Nothing was there, but her body reacted anyway, heart rate rising, breath shortening, because her instincts knew something her eyes couldn't see. She wasn't alone. She checked the room layout again, measured it, counted steps, 10 feet exactly. But when she walked toward the corner, it felt farther, just slightly, not enough to notice immediately, enough to matter. This time, it was closer, not in the corner, behind her. She turned fast, nothing. But now the breathing had changed. It wasn't slow anymore. It was matching her. She stopped breathing. The sound didn't. It kept going, steady, right behind her. She walked to the door, calm, controlled. Her hand touched the handle, and for a moment, it didn't move, like something on the other side was holding it. Then suddenly, it opened. She stepped out, and the moment she did, the pressure vanished, like the room had let her go. That night, Dr. Mara Voss didn't sleep. Not because she was scared, because something felt wrong inside her thoughts, like a memory that wasn't hers. The next morning, she wrote it, not thinking, not planning, just writing, pressing harder, harder, until the paper tore. Don't go to 502. 11 days later, Dr. Mara Voss disappeared. No struggle, no evidence, just one thing left behind, the note. And something else, something no one noticed at first. The room was no longer empty. It remembered her. The hospital reopened room 502 quietly. No announcement, no record, just a decision made behind closed doors by people who didn't believe in things they couldn't explain. For 11 days, the room stayed empty, cold, silent, waiting. Then, David Carr arrived. 58, corporate attorney, no prior psychiatric history, no record of hallucinations, no medication that could explain what would happen next. He walked into room 502 at exactly 12:24 a.m. The door closed behind him. Soft. Final. At first, nothing happened. That was the worst part. He placed his bag on the chair, sat on the bed, checked his phone. Normal movements, normal thoughts. But after a few minutes, he noticed something. The temperature. Not just cold, unnaturally consistent, like the room refused to change. He stood up, walked to the thermostat, set it higher, waited. Nothing. He touched the wall, cold, solid. Then he heard it, a sound so quiet most people would ignore it, but not him. Breathing, slow, measured, from the window. He turned. The window showed nothing but darkness. 4 floors up, no ledge, no reflection. Still, the breathing continued. He stepped closer. 1 step, 2. The sound became clearer, not outside, not inside the walls, right in front of him. Like something was standing just beyond the glass, looking in, waiting. He froze. Then the breathing stopped. Complete silence for 3 seconds. And then it inhaled sharply from inside the room, right behind him. He turned instantly. Nothing. But now the air felt different, thicker, closer, like the space around him had shifted. He stepped back toward the bed, slowly, carefully, his eyes locked on the corner because something in his mind was telling him not to look away. That's when the call button activated. At the nurse station, Claire saw it immediately. Room 502. She hesitated, just for a moment, then stood up, walked down the hallway. The lights flickered once, just once, but it was enough, because for a fraction of a second, the hallway looked longer than it should. She reached the door, knocked twice. No answer. She opened it. David was sitting on the bed, perfectly still, eyes locked on the window. "Sir?" No response. She stepped inside. The temperature hit her instantly, colder than any room should be. "David?" He spoke, without moving. "It's outside." Her eyes moved to the window. Nothing. "What is?" she asked. A pause. Then slowly, he smiled. Not a normal smile, something forced, something stretched. "It doesn't want to come in." Silence. Then, "It's waiting for me to remember." Claire felt it then. Not fear, something worse. Recognition. Like hearing something you shouldn't understand, and somehow you do. She stepped back. That's when she heard it. Breathing. Not from David, not from outside, from the corner. She turned. Nothing, but the sound stayed, steady, close, too close. She looked back at David and froze. He wasn't looking at the window anymore. He was looking at her, and for a second, she realized something was wrong, not with him, with his eyes. They weren't focused on her. They were focused
through her, like something behind her mattered more. Her body reacted before her mind did. She stepped aside, slowly turned. Nothing, but the breathing stopped. Instantly. She turned back again. David was standing, right in front of her, too close. He hadn't made a sound, didn't move, didn't step. He was just there. "How long have you been here?" he asked. His voice was wrong, slightly delayed, like something else was speaking with him. She didn't answer, because at that exact moment, the monitor outside flatlined, a long, continuous tone. She looked back at the bed. Empty, completely empty. No indentation, no movement, nothing. Then slowly, she looked back at him and understood. The person standing in front of her was not the one who walked into this room. The lights flickered again, and for 1 second, she saw it. Not clearly, not fully, but enough. Something standing behind him, taller, darker, watching her, smiling. The lights came back, and it was gone. But the damage was done, because now the room knew her too. And just like that, it remembered. The hospital never admitted it. The cameras never recorded it. Yet room 502 remembered. Nurse Claire Adeyemi walked back down the corridor. Every step made her heart pound louder than the fluorescent hum overhead. The monitor flatlined for 2 minutes before rebooting. David Carr vanished. She opened the door. Empty, but the bed was made, neat, pristine. The corner she had seen the shadow in, dark, silent, waiting. Then she noticed something odd. The window reflected more than just the room. A figure, tall, still, watching. Not outside, not inside. Somewhere beyond comprehension. Her radio crackled, static, a whisper. Her name, Claire. She dropped it. It fell with a hollow thunk against the floor. Breathing, not human. She backed toward the door. The hallway stretched unnaturally, longer than the building allowed. The lights flickered, shadows multiplied. And then she saw him, David Carr, or what used to be him. He smiled. Wrongly. The eyes were hers. The eyes weren't. "Claire," he said, voice both his and not his. The air became thick. Her lungs burned. Her mind screamed. She blinked. He wasn't there. The corner moved. Slow, deliberate. A whisper escaped from it. "Remember me." The wall itself seemed to breathe. The shadows grew taller, darker, moving against logic. The floorboards creaked, yet she was standing on solid tile. Every nerve screamed, "Leave." She tried. Her legs wouldn't respond. The corner shifted. A hand? No, a shape. It stretched toward her. No texture, no form, just intent. And in that intent, she understood. Room 502 didn't just take people, it replaced them. It learned their behaviors, their speech, their laughter, their fears. It could wear them, it could speak them, it could use them. Her radio whispered again, her name. She realized with horror, room 502 wasn't done with David Carr. It was using him, and now it wanted her. The window warped. The reflection no longer matched reality. A figure stepped out from the glass. She ran down the corridor. Every step echoed, yet no sound followed. The hallway twisted. Corners she hadn't walked through stretched endlessly. The lights went out, pitch black. breathing all around. A hand touched her shoulder. She spun. Nothing but the monitor outside, flatlined again. Then a whisper, "You belong to." Her scream never left her throat. The room had remembered her. And just like that, she realized it had been waiting.